at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Hi, I had an introduction today, a musical introduction. That was Black Sabbath and War Pigs. This episode of Rick Harsch Corona Samizdat plug is about our war books. We have a lot of books that deal with war, and this traditionally for the United States is a war hat. Is a time of reflection about war, because after Thanksgiving, everybody has a great time and they really enjoy themselves, and then they feel guilty because they think, ah, shit, man, we committed genocide on those Indians, and man, we need to think about this until Christmas, and then you go to Christmas. So this is just that little slot of time that people in the United States really think about what war means and how bad it can get. So we've got books that talk about war, and I'm going to go through them. Pornographical? No, wait. How is it when you use temporally? Okay, the first book that we published about war was Walk Like a Duck, a season of Little League Baseball in Italy, which starts, yeah, that's the one. Let me just read you the opening words of the novel, of the introduction, or prologue. This is a happy book written by a happy man. Paradoxically, okay, it occurs in northeastern Italy, and it's plagued with fascist monuments that were put up after they won, so they say, World War One. They not only lost the war, they were on the side of the winners and still lost, but they ended up with the winners at the table, and they got a lot that they shouldn't have got, including where I live right now, where it was illegal for Slovenes to speak Slovene, and, well, things didn't go well. This is, the epicenter of fascism is this region. So, when you talk about northeastern Italy, you have to talk about that war and fascism in general. At the same time, this was first, because I got it first out of the box. Second was The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas. This book is in large part about how the United States became the nuclear madhouse that it is, and, well, it starts in the early 19th century, and you actually get a little bit about the slaughter of Indians, and also Vietnamese, and also Pakistanis and the Afghanis and Iraqis. So that has a lot more to do with war. It's one of the central themes of the book. The next book about war was called Skulls of Istria, and I mentioned that this is the epicenter of fascism. And so this book is largely about the fight against fascism, but also it leads up to the wars of the 90s and a little bit after that. So this war is one of the central themes of the book. The main theme of the book, I've never said this to anyone out loud, but the main theme of the book is the frustration of the individual who would like to live a life contributing to change and the difficulties that arise in being that individual. The next book about war is Raging Joy's Sublime Violations. This is Chandler Broussard's small classic send-up of the people. Send-up, that's kind of a weak way of putting it, but it's extraordinarily accurate, and that alone makes it subversive. There are things that he knows, and only people who have studied the Vietnam War know, that are in this book, but it's wild, crazy, bit on the Freudian side. That's Henry Kissinger eating the head of a baby, and you may think that's a little bit extreme, but I think that you can make the case that Kissinger was very directly responsible for the deaths of a good million or two people, and a lot of them were babies. So the next book that has something to do with war is Bordy Proper's Cynicism Management. Cynicism Management is mostly about the modern world. It's a satire of modernity, but there's also some futuristic elements. And if you're satirizing modernity, you pretty much got to talk about war. And there's quite a bit in here about the struggle between the neoliberal capitalist blockbuster and Islam. And then we have The Assassination of Olof Palme, which is about wars from World War II. It includes mostly the aftermath and, such oddities as the U.S. protecting the butcher of Lyon, Klaus Barbie, and the Iran-Contra scandal. But it includes the bombing of Hanoi in 1972, Henry Kissinger's act of grace towards the North Vietnamese, and internecine warlike efforts in the Anni di Piombo of Italia, which killed this man right here, who is Giuseppe Pinelli, the anarchist of Dario Fo's The Accidental Death of an Anarchist. This is the first of 3 volumes, and there's a lot about the behavior of people who make war and the things they do illegally in order to continue doing so. Finally, Chandler Broussard's Wake Up, We're Almost There. He touches on war all over the place. And I just read a brilliant piece on just the war of the government in Haiti on the people of Haiti. And there are various others as well. There Vietnam figures in this book. And so there you have it. It's The War Pigs, brought to you by Black Sabbath and Corona Samizdat Press. I'm Rick Harsch. Goodbye.